I'd like to start by apologizing. This is not a scripted video like a lot of the stuff you would normally see. So, apologies for that. There's going to be a lot of dead air, just giving you some time to look. Mute it if you don't want to hear me ramble. Just talking about what I've got going on. This is a stopping place for a proof of concept. The idea behind this was I wanted a touch panel on the wall that I could use to control home switches, things like that, routines, the normal stuff. I also wanted a Google Home replacement that I could, anything that you would say to Alexa or Google Home, doing switches, automation, things like that, asking questions. I wanted to replace that with my own system. And just kind of add more to that. I wanted to be able to build my own applications and have it build, pull into my own data, graph my own things. So this is like a proof of concept. The inspiration was a couple websites. I'll link them in below. They had built a nice pyramid for their assistant, and I really liked it. So I'm kind of built my own version of that. So let's take a look and see what it can do.
Connection complete.
Hello, you are connected to botnet, the whole home monitoring and automation platform. I am Wendy, one of your assistants. You are using the main terminal. The holographic display will show you frequently used application links, weather, and other notification information. You may interact with the terminal through hand tracking, touchless input, or voice control. To access your other assistants, please say command over Hey Holo and wait for the tone before asking your question. Welcome to botnet. Please stand while I load the main interface.
So the main interface has quick buttons across the bottom for applications that I can add. Hand input for hand tracking. Let's kind of give you a little more. So I'll be able to touch things. Show car. You can see that the 3D effect comes through really well. Close car. You can connect it to your own Raspberry Pis. Show garage camera. Sorry, the video is not clear. I've got a plastic over it because we're doing some construction, but you'll be able to see the light when I say close garage door. Oh. And there it starts closing. Close garage camera. I purchased some controls just to kind of see what it may look like. Show first screen. Close first screen. Close first screen. Show second screen. And of course, hopefully we'll be able to interact with these once I get the input tracking about right. Close second screen. Quick question.
Yes, Captain.
What's the tallest lake? Wait, that's not going to work. What's the largest lake in Washington State?
One moment, sir. Unfortunately, I do not have enough context to fully understand or answer your question about the tallest lake. However, the largest lake located entirely in Washington State is Lake Chelan, which is over 50 miles long and nearly 400 feet deep at its deepest point. I would be happy to provide more details if you clarify what specifically you would like to know about tall or large lakes in Washington. Please rephrase your question if you need additional information.
A little wordy. Oh, it also plays games, or at least tries to do jokes. Finish me off.
It's time to play Finish Me Off, the game show where you set up the joke and our comedians will finish it off for you. Here we go. Today's setup is...
two cupcakes walk into a bar. The first cupcake licks the second cupcake and then says,
Now let's meet tonight's comedian. Comedian, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Nikki. Why is everyone looking at me?
Well, okay then. Comedian, whenever you're ready.
Two cupcakes walk into a bar. The first cupcake licks the second cupcake and then says, I sing to meet you.
I sing to meet you. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Oh, there's another agent that I have you can speak to that is more conversational instead of just a one-shot like you saw with the other one. So I can say, Commander,
Yes, Captain.
what's the largest lake in the world?
1 moment, sir. The largest lake in the world is the Caspian Sea, located between Asia and Europe, with a surface area of approximately 143,200 square miles, 370,000 square kilometers. The Caspian Sea is larger than the entire country of Germany. It contains over 78,000 cubic kilometers of water, making it the world's largest inland body of water. While called a sea, it is technically the world's largest lake because it has no outlet to the ocean.
Dismissed.
Understood, sir.
I could have continued the conversation, but for this video, I'm going to keep it a little short. Anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. Let's go now. For anybody who doesn't care about the technical about how this works, you can stop the video now. The first thing you're probably wondering is, how does that work? It's the Pepper's Ghost effect using a super high contrast monitor under here. And that just reflects everything back. The rest is trickery, modifications of the render pipeline to flip everything back upside down. Anti-glare paint on a thin piece of glass. Fairly simple. 3D printed parts. Okay, that's easy enough to do. The voice input is handled on device. I will link the module I'll use down below. As well as the text-to-speech is done on device. And I'll link that as well. The back end is my own API, and then I use, from that API, I make calls out to every provider there is. So every individual character can be serviced by any provider. So if I add a new character and I want it to be use OpenAI, or wanted to use a local API, or wanted to use, Gemini or anything, I connect to all the APIs. So I use Bedrock, I'm connected to all the paid ones, and they're all connected inside my API. So that gives me a lot of versatility with not just this client, but other clients on my back end. This is actually really just a dumb client and just a test for the back end that I was writing. There will be much smaller versions of this, some that don't have displays at all, things like that. Cameras will be introduced, but I didn't have time to get it done with this one here. The rest of it is just a computer underneath. Nothing special about that except for this really cool power switch I got for like a couple dollars off of Amazon. I don't know why I like that. I don't know. Oh, the microphone on the top. That is just a re-speaker for microphone array. I had to flash the firmware on that to force the input back to a single channel, out the 3.5 millimeter cable to an input, and then the rest is just voice software. Questions, comments, I'm happy to talk about it. I would love some ideas on what types of software we could put in here, how we could design this interface to, I don't know, we could do lots of things. We could literally just pull a bingo game, or a casino game with a lever. There's tons of things we could do with this type of interface, and I'm kind of excited about it. But I want to hear some thoughts. I want to hear what everybody else has to say. Questions, comments, let me know.